Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Tim from Trey Magic, or Tim Ray Magic. And today I'm going to teach you guys a pretty interesting card trick that doesn't require any sleight of hand. And it's really cool if you perform it right. And by perform, I mean performance is everything. So you can do the trick right and get the moves right. But if you don't perform it well, like talk or make it sound good, then it's not going to be so awesome. But if you get the performance part down pat, it's going to be a really, really awesome trick to learn. So yeah. Alright, so I have a deck of cards here with regular cards, and I'm going to do a card trick for you, but I want to shuffle the deck up first just to make sure that it's fair, right? Alright, so if you could just take the deck and go ahead and just cut it anywhere that you want in half. That's perfect. And you can take those two halves and cut them into two more halves. And you can take that one and cut it into more. Because it's going to be really uneven.
Two more?
Yeah, so I want 4 piles basically. There we go, right? So we can just move from, I guess, left to right. And I want you to go ahead and pick this pile up, and take 3 cards off the top and put them at the bottom of this pile. But okay, it'll help if you picked it up first, but no, that's fine, no, put it, do it any way you want. That's perfect. And then take 3 cards from the top and spread them around. So you can take 3 cards, like 1, 2, 3, in any order that you want as well. No, like put them on the top of the pile. Put them on the top, like, so take 1 here, put 1 there, any order, take another one, put it on a different pile, okay? Do the same thing with this one. Take 3 from the top and put them at the bottom. No. Yeah, that's perfect. And then spread 3 cards around from that top of this pile. Any order, you can do this one, this one, this one, where you want. Same thing with this one. And then this last pile, do the exact same thing. That's perfect. Now, I shuffled the thing beforehand, and I didn't mess with this. You did all the whole trick yourself. I told you to fairly put 3 cards and spread them around in any order that you wanted to. However, you can flip these 2 cards over. Go ahead, just turn them around. The top cards. Ace of clubs, Ace of spades. Go ahead, turn that around. Ace of diamonds, and the Ace of hearts. The 4 aces are at the top of the deck.
Slick. Very nice.
Okay, so guys, that was a pretty interesting trick. Now I'm going to show you how to do it. So at the beginning of the effect, I said that there was no alteration to the deck and that it was a completely normal deck. And this is true. You can do the trick with a normal deck. And it is a normal deck that I used, but at the beginning you're gonna kind of have to set the deck up a little bit. So I have the 4 aces actually at the top of the deck to start off. So we have the Ace of spades. I usually like to put that as the 4th card from the top. You have the Ace of hearts. I'll put that 3rd. You have the Ace of clubs. I put that 2nd, and the Ace of diamonds. I put that 1st. Well, and you can do any order that you want as long as the 4 aces basically are at the top of the deck. So I start off the trick 4 aces at the top of the deck, just like so. And the rest of it actually is pretty simple. It's all just math. You ask the spectator to go ahead and cut the deck anywhere they want in half. The only thing you have to know during this whole trick is where the top half of the deck is, where these aces are. So you can go ahead and do some fake shuffles if you know how to. Like, see, that time I messed up. And then you can begin. So, like I did in the video, started off shuffling like that, and then you say, hey, go ahead and just cut the deck in half anywhere you want. Let's pretend they cut it in half like this. So you have these 2 halves, and now I know that the aces are right here. You see the 4 aces are right there. I just can't forget that. And then I ask them to cut the deck in 2 more places. However you want to do it, you basically want them to get the deck into 4 parts. So where are the aces are right there. You just want to memorize that part. The whole time they're doing this, just actually look at where the aces are. So we know that the aces are right here. This is the only part of the trick that you have to remember. You're going to go around having them count cards out like you saw in the performance. You just have to end on this pile that has the 4 aces on top, and then you have the trick. So there's only 2 things. You have to memorize where the aces are. You have to just track that. When they cut the deck in half, you have to know where the aces are. Make sure you follow that cut of the deck. and then you have to make sure that you end your counting with this pack. So I'll show you what I mean. So what you would do in the trick, you would say, okay, we're gonna go around counterclockwise. Well, clockwise if you're watching the video. So we'll start here and we'll end up here. So we'll go with this pile first, this pile second, this pile third, and this pile fourth. Why did I say that? Because I want to end it with the aces as the last pile. Let's say that the aces were switched, and let's say that the aces were here. Then I would just say we're going to start here and we're going to go this way. We'll end with that pile. And you want to kind of convince them that you're not doing anything fishy. Of course, the goal is to have these aces counted out last, but you're going to go around and just say, hey, we'll go in this way, this order. Whichever order, doesn't matter, as long as these aces are at the last thing that you're counting. So we'll start off with the counting. It's really simple. What you have to do for each pile, you have to take 3 cards from the top, 1, 2, 3, place them at the bottom of each pile, and then spread 3 cards around, 1, 2, 3. So you get what's happening, and I'll walk through this one more time. You go with the second one. Don't forget, this pile with the aces on top has to be last. So you go 1, 2, 3. Take 3 cards. You spread them around any order you want to. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, I forgot. And this pile next. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and spread them around. 1, 2, 3. Last pile. This is the one with the aces. You know that. So now the trick is basically going to be done. 1, 2, 3. And now you have your aces on top again. You go 1, 2, 3. That's the trick. And then in the end, all the cards turn over and it's all aces. Let's go through one more time and I'll explain to you how to make it snazzy and nice. Now that you guys know the routine, don't forget these aces always have to be on top of the deck in order to do this trick. What I like to do is actually tell them that it's a normal deck like I told you before. I just show them the deck. I'm just like, here, all the cards are normal, and let them actually inspect it. They won't notice that there's aces on top if you go quickly. Just like this, let them see that all the cards are normal. And then you have them break off the deck anywhere they want into 2 halves. Let's say that they break it off right there, and go ahead and break those into 2 more halves, just like this. Sometimes people will go like that, which will make it seem harder, but that's simple. The aces are right there, right? Here, you know what we'll do? We'll actually leave the aces turned upside down so that you guys can see how it looks, how it's supposed to look. So these are the aces turned upside down. So you know what we'll do? This is what I tell them in the performance. We'll go this way then, because we want to end up with this pile last, right? We always have to count this pile out last. What are we going to do? We take 3 from the top. 1, 2, 3. Put them at the bottom. Spread them around. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3 to the bottom. Then 1, 2, 3. And you want to let the spectator do this. You don't want to do this yourself, because you want to make it as legit as possible. Again, 3 piles, 3 cards. 1, 2, 3 to the bottom. And you have 1, 2, 3. Lastly, you take this pile. 1, 2, 3. Put them at the bottom. And there we go. You spread the aces around. 1, 2, 3. And see, it's all the aces. And normally they'd be turned upside down, and you would turn it the other way. So yeah, this trick is actually really simple. The biggest part of it though is the performance. If you don't get the performance down, it's gonna be really boring. So some tips to help you perform it better. You can ask the spectator to go ahead and put the cards down in any order you want. Your words is everything, basically. What you say during the trick is everything. So what I like to do is I like to say, here, go ahead and just spread the cards any order that you want. And of course, it doesn't matter what order they spread them in. The trick is going to end up the same way anyways. That's one thing you can do. Another thing is have them actually look through the deck before the trick if you want. It's really risky, and I guess if you don't know what you're doing with cards, you may not want to do it, but I like to do that sometimes. But yeah, just basically when you're doing this trick, make sure you know how to perform it, because if you don't, then it's gonna come out kind of dry and boring. It's a really fun trick to do, and people think that it's awesome, and it's really cool actually. I like math tricks. I don't do them because I prefer sleight of hand, but you know, if you don't know the cards that well, and you haven't been practicing for a while, and you don't really know how to do sleight of hand moves like double lifts and all that stuff, then this is a really nifty trick that'll come in and help you out. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that card effect, go ahead and give this video a like, and if you want to see more like this to come, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to start teaching more sleight of hand eventually once you guys get these tricks down pat. And also, I'm going to be performing in New York on Fridays, starting at around 4:30 or 5. So if you want to come see me perform, or you're wondering where I'm performing, go ahead and message me on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, tweet me, and I will let you know where I'm performing. So yeah, thanks guys. This is Tim from Tim Ray Magic. I'll see you later.